Hey guys, my name is Ray, and today's the day that we officially fight the night. I mean, it's only right. Am I right? I know that sounded mad cheesy. I'll work on it in the future, but I'm super excited to finally get this podcast off and running. And I really wanted to do it with someone who I've had great Game of Thrones talk with in the past. It's always fun talking Game of Thrones with my guest today. And, just let me introduce him straight up. His name is Tor. He is a friend and co-worker of mine. And Tor, tell him what's up. Say hi to the people.
Hi, people. I'm glad to be here. Love the channel. Love all the work you put into it. I'm really honored to have this conversation be broadcast.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because a lot of people do not know Tor because he's new to this. He's never done anything like this. So
First time.
yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. But disclaimer: Tor is not another YouTuber. He is not anybody that's been in the community. He is kind of new to this whole Game of Thrones world outside of just watching the TV show. And have you read the books?
No.
You have not read the books. So, basically we are going based off of show knowledge, and he doesn't know a few theories and stuff like that. So, we'll talk about it as we go. But today we're going to be covering and talking about something that is going to be huge in the upcoming season, and that is character deaths. Now, we know that a lot of people are going to die. Am I right, Sora?
Oh, yeah.
We're
a lot of feels.
we're expecting that kill list to go pretty high. So we're going to talk about a few characters who we think might possibly bite the dust in the upcoming season. I know it's a topic that a bunch of people dread, but the reason that I wanted to talk about this with someone who is not of the community is because sometimes I believe that people within the community have biases, and even myself, right? Like, I might make a theory that I think I want that theory to play out, right? Like, I want that theory to pay off in a way, so I'm rooting for something, so I look at something in a certain
you're
way.
You're invested in your payoff. Like
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I wanted to have someone who's just like a common viewer, someone who enjoys it and loves it, but isn't
No, I'm not invested with anything. I am just part of the ride. You said it best, casual observer. My lore is very limited. So like you said, basing all of my information of what I've seen via the show. My assumptions, my potential theories is all based on what the series is. So be kind in the comment section if I'm wrong.
No, yeah, definitely. I've been right in the past. I've come up with theories in the past that are pretty spot on or pretty close to being spot on, and people, when I release them, are like, "You're wrong." So trust me, you will get a few of those. It's definitely going to be interesting. So I wanted to hit off with a list. Like I said, I have a list of written characters here that we're going to talk about if they're going to live and going to survive. Now, a few of them, like the big ones, I'm going to sprinkle them out throughout the video. So if you guys are interested in specifics, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do them all in one bunch. I'm going to sprinkle them throughout, and we're going to talk about a few characters here. So first off, I wanted to talk about in the North, a few big characters in the North. And this is a funny character because a bunch of people think that I hate this character. Like, people believe that I hate this character and that I want her to die. And I think that I would be shocked if this character died personally. But I wanted to know, what are your thoughts on Sansa? What do you think about Sansa Stark's possibilities of surviving the series? And like, what do you think? And if you do think she's gonna die, how would you see it happening?
I think it is going to hit the fan pretty hard and unexpectedly than what they're anticipating. Like, they know the Night King is coming, but I don't think they realize how hard he's going to come. And when the North gets hit, and they're going to get hit first, I think we're going to lose a lot of people. But Sansa, I have mixed feelings because she's of both worlds, because she grew up with the Ned Starks, right?
Yeah.
And then she grew up with the Lannisters, and then finished her education with Ramsay Bolton. She's going to have to make some difficult choices because she knows the cruelty and nature of what's at stake. And she is definitely a threat. It would be very upsetting if she does go. And if she did go, I would have to say it would be at the Siege of Winterfell. But she's too important for the rebuilding process of the North. Because of her knowledge and where she's been.
It's interesting that you bring up that her knowledge of how these other people used to deal, and how she might be vital to building it up, right? Now, I'm of the mindset, and I've said this in the past, that Sansa, we've seen all the struggle that she's gone through, right? So, like, we're expecting Sansa to, have learned from everything that she went through. Like we're expecting her, she's gonna pull through all the knowledge, all the shit she's been through. She's gonna pull all through that, and then she's gonna like bring it in and put it into play, like in the future, right? Building things up again, like you said, the North, maybe even King's Landing. I know a lot of people believe that she might even end up being queen of everything when it's all said and done.
I definitely see that.
I could buy into it just because of her family ties and like marriages and claims, and like you said, she's learned from very smart and strategic evil people.
Oh yeah.
To me, the only downside is that she has learned from very evil strategic people.
Yeah, that's exactly my point.
And the thing is that she is one of those characters that it looks like since she went through everything that she went through, she will not want to go back to that. So since she won't want to go back to that, I think that is going to lead her to sometimes make decisions based off of fear
and emotion.
Yeah, and emotion of not wanting to go back. Like we saw in season 7, she was very adamant she didn't want John to leave.
Oh, and she undermined his authority in front of everyone.
Yeah,
which is like the last thing you should do.
Yeah, especially because we know that they're flaky. The people in the North. We started off the whole show and the whole series. The North remembers, like the Northerners, and then they are flaky AF.
Yeah,
like
do they remember who their king is?
No, that's the thing. So
it goes moment to moment.
No, so that's the thing. So like when you look at Sansa, I'm like, we know that she has this whole pending thing with Daenerys. I don't think anything too bad is going to come out of that. I don't think that she's going to die necessarily because she's not a warrior. She's not probably going to be like in front in battle or anything
she's
like that.
More of a strategist.
No, and I think that Jon recognizes that, and we know that Jon was originally planning to have like even children and women fighting, but I think that now that he has Daenerys' support, I don't think that's what's going to happen. In the trailer, we do see a bunch of people that are going to be in the crypts of Winterfell.
Yeah.
But there always is the possibility that the crypts of Winterfell. There are a lot of people believe that the Night King or the White Walkers might reanimate the Kings of Winter, like the corpses in the crypts.
Yeah.
So they're in there to be safe, but it might end up being like a death trap for some people. But I personally don't think Sansa will die. If Sansa were to die, I would be surprised.
That would be a shock. That would absolutely be a shock.
So you're on there too? You think it would shock you if she?
It would absolutely shock me. Yes.
All right. So that's interesting because she is one of those big players that it's like we talk a lot about sports. It's like a prospect. You know what I mean? Like, she has a lot of upside if she survives. Upside. So let's move on to Samwell Tarly.
Oh, I love Sam.
Oh, I love Sam too.
I love Sam. I think he's going to be super clutch. And he's the type of clutch character where he's motivated by a real purpose. And, I love Sam. I love him so much.
I mean, Sam is one of those characters for me personally that I'm like, if he were just a little bit meaner, a little bit more of a warrior, he could be king.
He could, but I think that's what endears him, is that he has such a good heart, and he compliments Jon Snow so well, and he's so loyal, and he's like the ultimate friend. He's going to be key, and I hate to say this, he will probably die. And it'll be heartbreaking, because I absolutely love Sam. Like, what he's been through at the Watch, what he's been through with his wildling and little baby Sam, and Gillian. Oh man, I love that dynamic. His father, and then he still doesn't know. Does he know yet? His father died?
Nah. So far, we don't know. We don't
know what he knows, right?
That his brother and father were torched by Daenerys.
By Daenerys. So now he's going to help the queen that basically killed his father, which, quite frankly, the Tarlys. Can I swear on this?
Yeah.
The guy was a dick.
No,
he
definitely.
was a total dick to them at the dinner party that they had.
I mean, he was like too much bread.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Who says that about bread? Oprah. Look, have you heard Oprah talking about bread? Like, she loves bread. Who doesn't love freaking bread? Man, especially those like little dinner rolls I think that he was eating, man. Like, who doesn't love that shit? But Samwell Tarly is one of those characters that it's weird, right? Because Samwell Tarly has gone through dangerous situation after dangerous situation, and he survived. He finds a way. And we know that in like season 1, Tyrion says that he has a special place in his heart for bastards, cripples, and broken things, right? Yeah. So a lot of people in the community and a lot of people all over the world think that bastards, cripples, and broken things are going to be the ones to like rebuild the world. So to me, if there's one character that is needed to rebuild the world, it's Samwell Tarly. Yeah. So based off of that, I don't think he would die. But you didn't bring up two people that were very important to Sam, and that was Gilly and
Little Sam.
Little Sam.
Yeah.
And in the books, I'm not sure if you know about this.
Don't.
Yeah, obviously we brought this up earlier. But in the books, Little Sam is called Monster by one of the Wildlings. They consider him like they call him Monster. Now I have been told in the community that a lot of other characters were called Monster, like Tyrion.
I was just thinking, is he a dwarf in the book? Like, is it?
No, but you know, the Little Sam was basically born of incest from Gilly and Craster.
Yeah.
And basically, the White Walker that Sam killed was after
the
Little Sam.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that there might be something there for Little Sam in the future. What are your thoughts on Gilly and Little Sam?
It's interesting because it's like the entire series kind of leads you one way and then it does something else. And we haven't really paid too much attention about the two of them. But every major decision ever since Sam left Castle Black has been based on them. Like, he left his father's house because of them. He left the Citadel because of them. He might do something that he might not even view himself as capable of doing because of them, which I think is going to lead to his death. And because he loves them, he loves Gilly, he loves Baby Sam, that's going to force him to be the man he should be. And I just can't wait to see that. So I think they're going to be an important role. I don't know how big of a role, but it'd be interesting to see how that turns out. But I think because of them, because that's...
I mean, when you look at Sam, Hornhill has no lord.
No.
The Tarleys are basically decimated in terms of heirs and people and stuff. Samuel Tarley is the only one, and he joined the Night's Watch. So he doesn't have that anymore. Nope. So his son, Little Sam, and Sam are the only people who could maybe inherit or be legitimized or maybe something down the future. I believe that the Night's Watch won't exist. So I don't think it exists now. Yeah, it pretty much doesn't after with the Night King.
You have wildlings watching the Fortress of the Sea. Yeah, so I think
Eastwatch by the So like the thing is to me is that I really don't see it being a thing anymore by the end of the story.
Yeah.
Because hopefully the White Walkers and humanity in some way or fashion come to a conclusion with that, and the cycle stops. But when I think about like Little Sam and Samuel Tarly, I think that Samuel Tarly will be, warden of that.
You think he'll be warden of the North?
No, warden of the North. No, because warden of the North would be to whoever is in House Stark, right? Like Sansa.
Yeah.
So of the Reach, he would be warden of the Reach.
But that would be interesting if Sansa does die and Sam makes it. Sam would then technically would become warden of the North because Brandon, he's the three-eyed.
No, but the thing is that it basically goes by like the families and stuff. And since the Tyrells are no more, and they were, Lords of the Reach.
Yeah, but they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, everything's
changed.
Everything's
the Tarleys were under the Tyrells, so
they're gone too.
Yeah, but the thing is, if your boss is gone, and then your manager is gone, and then you're like assistant, then you fill in that void. So that's the way that I look at it, right? Like I think that Samuel Tarly will eventually, since he is such a big person helping Daenerys and Jon and whoever. I don't think that Cersei's going to be there by the end of it. So I think that it'll either be, I think it'll be some way or fashion. It'll be like one of these factions of Daenerys or Jon Snow, one of them, right? Mm-hmm. So since Samuel Tarly is so important to that, I think that Samuel Tarly will, be around, and he might be, anointed as lord of his family house and maybe of the Reach and everything. Like I think that he'll take over that for some reason. That's how I wanted to end up because I'm a big Samuel Tarly. Like I love Samuel Tarly, but when it comes to Little Sam, I think that Little Sam might bite the dust.
Wow.
I think that Little Sam has a very dark. Like I think that there might be something with Little Sam there. I don't know. I know that it sounds crazy that they would kill a baby, but I mean they've killed.
They done it already. They turned a baby,
and it's crazy.
Fed Ramsay's half brother.
I know. Yeah. They've gone there. It's not a line that they've overstepped before. So I'm honestly kind of psyched and kind of pumped to see what happens with Little Sam. Okay. Not to see the baby die. I'm not saying that. Just full discllaimer because people will tell me like
he has a good heart.
People will tell me like, yo, oh my God, you want a baby to die? You want to kill babies? No, I don't want that. I'm just saying that I think that's something that we could see paid off because the White Walkers do want that baby. So, and it's interesting because something you don't know. Because you said you didn't read the books. Yeah. In the books, it's even crazier.
Yeah.
In the books, Sam basically swaps little Sam with Mance Raider's child and sends him south. Right?
Wow. Okay.
So basically, the child that Mance Raider's wife has is basically little Sam.
Oh wow.
So little Sam isn't with Gilly in the books.
It's Mance Raider's kid.
It's Mance Raider's kid. So basically, why does this baby need to be at the wall? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Of course, I know why John does it. John does it in the books because he wants to save Mance Raider's baby because he's the king beyond the wall and there's power in king's blood.
Yeah.
So basically, she wants to burn everything that has king DNA in it. So John is afraid that she's gonna burn the baby.
Who's she?
Melisandre.
Okay.
So he's afraid that she's gonna do that.
Yeah.
So basically, he sends the baby away, and little Sam is up in the wall. So could you imagine if they attack the wall and they just like need that baby too? Like something like there's a lot there. Like, you know what I mean? Wow. In the future, we might talk a little bit more about it.
Wow.
But, okay. Talking about that crazy lady, Melisandre. What do you think is gonna happen with Melisandre?
The viewer in me, I want her to die painfully. I do. I can't. Oh my God, it's so hard to not be emotional thinking about her in a negative sense because, wow.
Yeah, she a bad looking lady though.
Yeah.
I mean, when she's not old.
When she's not old.
Yeah.
But the things that she's done. Oh my God. When she killed Stannis' daughter,
Princess Shireen.
Oh my God. That's one of the few episodes I had a hard time getting through. Like, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming several episodes ago, and it happened, and it was so hard to get through that I can't get past. Even though she brought back Jon Snow, I had a
hard time with it at the moment. But if you tell me, yo, we gotta burn Shireen to bring back Jon Snow, I'd be like, Shireen, you see, go get me one of those. Tie her up. No, I'm sorry, man. We need Jon Snow.
She was pure, so innocent.
She was not like
she taught Davos to read and.
It's crazy. Because I've been rewatching.
Then he finds the deer all burnt up. Oh, my heart broke again.
just to answer straight up about Melisandre, I think she's going to die.
Oh yes,
it was foreshadowed last season.
When she was in
Dragonstone.
Dragonstone, she said to Varys, she goes, "I have to come back to die."
Yeah.
So yes.
Just like you. So yes. Varys, we'll get to Varys in a few.
I have a wonderful thing on Varys.
No, but we'll get to Varys in a minute because Varys is one of those that people love to talk about. So, I personally, I think she's going to die.
Yeah.
Right. She's without a doubt going to die.
Plus, I want her to die.
Now, how is she going to die? Because I said like if we think one person's going to die, I think that Davos is going to do her in.
That's the obvious one. To me, I'm like, yes, that would be so, like, the payoff would be so great that Davos got that revenge on her. I think she's going to go out in a blazing fury at one of the hands of Daenerys' dragons, which would be poetic, death by fire. Mm. But I would love to see the payoff with Davos just taking her head off. But I think it's going to be something epic.
I think the way I see it going down is, I honestly believe she is going to help the living. She's going to get away with, basically helping them. They're going to be like, damn, we really need her help. I think it's going to go down something like that, right?
Yeah.
They're going to need her help. It's going to be like, yo, it's crazy. We need her help. And then, all of a sudden, our boy Davos, she goes out to, like, pee or something. And Davos is going to just...
Well, remember...
He's going to strangle the shit out of her with his little short-ass fingers. I'm telling you, that's how it's going to go down. He's going to, with the little nubs...
still be satisfying.
The little nubs, he's going to be like, pressing on her neck. I'm telling you, that's how it's going to go down. Remember, I said it.
It would be very satisfying. However, could the Night King use her? Now that I'm thinking about it.
Interesting thing you bring up.
Could he use her? I just thought of that now.
I'm not sure... I'm not sure you've heard this, but you probably haven't. A while back, George R. R. Martin commissioned this. He has like all the figures of all the characters from A Song of Ice and Fire, right?
Yeah, I do know that.
He's made that.
Yeah.
But do you know that he made one of Melisandre in a different color scheme, like blue?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that she might be like the next Night's Queen or something.
Yeah,
she might have
to. That would also be.
I mean, hey, that would stop.
Frustrating.
No, yeah, I mean, it would be ironic that she serves. It's ironic that she would serve the Lord of Light,
and the
R'hllor, and then she like turned to the other one like against her will.
Well, is it though? Because she said, prophecies are dangerous, and she's made so many mistakes. And she's made a ton of mistakes, and we still don't even know if Jon Snow is the prince that was promised. To
be honest, I see that you dislike Melisandre, but I feel that sometimes Melisandre is misunderstood in a way. I sometimes feel more frustrated even with a Sansa more than a Melisandre, because like sometimes I see Sansa and I see like someone who is following bad things that she learned, right?
Yeah.
I feel that Melisandre is just following what she knows. Like when you hear the story of how, like, you know what I mean, she was taught into that, and like her backstory, she was like a slave and all that, and she's like, it's like a cult, like, you know what I mean? She's brainwashed basically.
It is,
and that's what she believes, and she honestly believes that she's doing the greater good.
And that's the part that makes her dangerous.
Yeah, but dangerous, but like, not evil.
Well, but it makes her dangerous, and the things that she's done are evil because of her resolute belief.
Yeah.
With Sansa, she's been around more evil, but there's still a little bit of good of what she's had growing up. Because Ned Stark did a wonderful job raising his kids, other than hiding the fact that Jon Snow is Jon Snow, and now we know.
No, but he did that to protect them.
He did. That was obvious, but he did a wonderful job raising his kids because all of them are amazing. All of them have been tremendous survivors. But Melisandre, that belief, people who have that devout belief in something can do horrible, horrible things. I think she's realizing that for the first time.
No, yeah. I think that when Jon sent her away, even though she brought him to life, he was like, yo, even though you did me a solid, we don't tolerate that. And like what she did to Shireen was horrible.
Yes, it was heartbreaking.
It was bad. I'm not saying it wasn't bad. It was really bad. But, I mean, in this world, it is a little bit murky. Like, the waters are murky.
Oh, it is.
Because we don't necessarily know 100% that the burning of Shireen wasn't what brought back Jon Snow. Like, the sacrifice. It's implied that sacrifice might have had something to do.
Yes.
So it's like he is being brought back for a reason. And this whole thing about God does measure into a lot of like what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Since you brought up Varys, let's talk about Varys. Varys, what do you think about Varys? Do you see him dying, or do you think he's just going to die in Westeros eventually? Or will we see him die? Drop?
Yes, we're going to see him die. And the only time, and I'm going to go a little bit further, all right? I'm not a betting man. Daenerys is going to kill Varys. I see that. The only time Varys that we've ever seen him sweat, where he was uncomfortable, he was nervous, was when they were in Meereen, and Tyrion convinced one of the
Fire Priestess, Kinvara.
She came in and she started talking about what he heard in the flames. The sweat on this man's eyebrows would have washed a car. And
it's funny because I saw that episode like a day ago.
So it's like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's just like sitting there thinking, oh my God, everything that I've been hiding is coming to light. When he has that wonderful conversation with Daenerys and where he comes from philosophically in terms of how to rule, and that he's to the people, and she's like, always tell me your opinion, but you betray me again, you're done. I don't think he can help it, because you said it best about 2 weeks ago when we were talking. He is the OG of Littlefinger.
Yeah.
Like, he is the best at what he does, and he's going to slip, because there's going to come a point in the conflict where people are going to want to choose sides. And he's going to choose the wrong side out of fear of what he has seen, and it's going to bite him in the ass. So, yes, I think he's going to be toast.
I mean, it is interesting, right? For example, you have Jon Snow, and it's funny because we're talking about deaths of characters, right? But we're talking a lot more about than just deaths. But, like, Jon Snow is Rhaegar's son, right?
Yeah.
In the books, Varys is supporting Aegon Targaryen, which is Rhaegar's son, quote unquote, but it's really not.
Okay.
It's believed to be a fake baby. It's believed to be a descendant of a bastard line of the Targaryens called the Blackfyres, right?
Oh yeah.
So Varys is helping this Aegon character in the books to basically take over Westeros. He's like helping him, get to that. That's like his end game, and he's helping the Blackfyres. Now, they call him Fagon because he's fake Aegon, right? So that's like what they call him online. But basically, Fagon in the books, he wants to do like a Targaryen. He wants to reinstate Targaryen power, but it's really Blackfire power. But like the Blackfires were never successful in overtaking the Iron Throne. Okay. So it would be interesting, like you said, though, if he at some point in the story in this upcoming season makes like a 180 to Jon Snow. He's like, you know what? If you're Rhaegar's son, how about you? And then like Jon Snow goes back to Daenerys, and then they do him, and that could be interesting to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can see that definitely happening. Yeah.
I mean, he does say that he hates magic, and plus
he is. It scares him. Yeah, absolutely.
What does Kinvara say? Dragons are magic, and other people have said dragons are magic. Basically, you know, they empower those that wield magic as well. Once dragons came back into the world, magic has basically gone awry in Westeros and all over the world. It's been crazy. We saw the warlocks also have like enhanced powers
with the dragons. Yeah, so. And then the dragons draw their strength from Daenerys.
But I am curious to see where Varys bites the dust. Like, they released this image, and it's funny. I said it. We're recording this on Thursday. No, wait. Today is Wednesday. So we're recording this on Wednesday.
April 3rd. So we're not.
Yeah, April 3rd. So basically, you know, they released an image of Varys, and he looks like he's scared that he's gonna get neutered again or some shit. Like, he looks like somebody's gonna cut his balls off again or some shit. And I'm like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, how is Varys gonna go out? He has to go out. I've thought about Daenerys, because Daenerys basically did threaten him last season. Did. But I have a different way. Okay. And I even made a video about this. And my way is Arya.
Okay.
Now, the reason I think Arya is, if you recall back to season 1, Varys was talking with the merchant, Illyria Mopatis. And in the books, basically, that is the other person who was helping with the Blackfire Rebellion, right? With the Blackfires. Yeah. And they have the Golden Company trying to reinstate this Fagon character.
Right.
Since they're not exploring that in the show, my thought is that even though they're not exploring that on the show, Arya did overhear Varys talking about the hour of the wolf and the lion, like they're gonna kill each other. We need to wait that the hand could die, which is basically Arya's father.
Yeah.
I think that Arya, with her skills, might possibly pick up on the fact that Varys was plotting against her father and remember that.
He's plotting both sides.
And and also she's like a human lie detector. So as soon as she talks to him, she'll see through that bullshit. So basically, my thought is that Arya might be the one to get Varys from the very beginning. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
Daenerys, that foreshadowing was very, very blatant. Like, it was like all in your face. So I definitely think Varys is in danger there. Now, let's talk about one of the goody characters, right? I have a whole list here of people. So let's talk about let's talk about Jaime Lannister. What are your thoughts on Jaime?
I am so happy you brought this up, because okay, this. I feel like this is going to be out there, and forgive me, maybe this is a cliche. Cersei is either going to kill Jaime, or Jaime's going to kill Cersei. I think either one of them are going to die at each other's hands, and I'll give you a reason why I think Cersei is going to kill Jaime. When they were right now with season 7, and they're talking about a truce to prepare for the war against the Night King. And Jaime meets with Tyrion to talk underneath the Red Keep. And she knew about it. She let it happen. But she says to him, "Don't ever betray me again." Cersei scares the shit out of me. Okay? If she says that, I am walking. When she tells me to walk, I am jumping. When she tells me to jump, and he's going to do something again, because he's also, we got to remember, he's lost 3 kids too. He's lost his father. He's lost his brother. And people don't pay attention to that. It's always like, oh, Cersei lost all this. So did Jaime. But Jaime has had the opportunity to be in the presence of Brienne of Tarth, someone who he deeply respects and admires, someone who keeps to their oath, because he's always wanted to be the perfect knight, but she is, even though she's not a knight. And I think that's going to really it's going to force him to make a really hard choice. And I think that choice is going to get him killed by the hands of Cersei.
Now, it's interesting you bring that up, because like we talked before, one of the things that I really liked about you is that you legit do not know, any theories or anything. You don't explore, no books, no nothing.
This is me observation, watching.
All right, so basically what you brought up is something very ingrained into the community, because in the books, and I keep going back to the books.
Yeah,
but
please. I love it.
It's just for the dialogue. But basically, in the books, I'm not sure if you remember back in season 4, Maggie the Frog, which is this woods witch who gives her the prophecy about her children and
She
all
has
that.
3 kids.
Yeah, but they left out what they left out of that prophecy in the TV show is the Valonqar, and it says that the Valonqar would basically choke her to death, and basically Valonqar and High Valyrian, which is the language that Daenerys speaks, is basically little brother or little sibling, and since we know that little sibling or Valonqar and Valyrian is usually like genderless, like it doesn't matter,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? And we saw that they told that to Daenerys
with the princess. Exactly.
So basically, that same thing applies to the Valonqar thing. So a lot of people are like, a little sibling is going to strangle Cersei. Now the thing is, Cersei is born before Jaime. They're twins, but she was born before him. Okay. So she has 2 siblings. A lot of people think that it might even be Euron. A lot of people think it might be the Hound, Arya. So a lot of people think there might be. So it is interesting that you, based off of the show, what you know off of the show and the signals that are giving out, that you believe, that basically it looks that way, that it might be Jaime the one to do it. Yeah. That's what it's interesting to me that you bring that up. But my thing with Jaime is that Jaime has brought up in the past that he wants to die in the arms of the woman he loves, right? Like he would love, like that's what he would want, right? So when I hear that, in my opinion, I'm like, is it maybe up in the north? Will he die before getting down south? Because one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about is Tyrion, and Tyrion, I believe that Tyrion will betray Daenerys eventually, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay,
but I think that Jaime will die before Cersei. I think that that's the way that it has to go down, and I think that's the way it will go down. Now, the reason I think that is, one, because I think that that's what's going to lead Tyrion to choose Cersei over whoever he's working with, right? So, like, that is what's going to lead Tyrion to choose Cersei over, like, a Daenerys or a Jon Snow or one of them. I think that that's what's going to end up happening. Okay. But the way I think he's going to die is, I think he's going to die against the army of the dead. I think he will die in episode 3. I honestly do believe that. I don't believe that he makes it to King's Landing because, one, he is not an experienced warrior like he once was. He lost his hand. Yeah. His hand, and he's admitted. After rewatching it, he's admitted that he cannot fight. Even I think he said like a child or like a squire or whatever could beat him. So since he's brought that up himself and they showed that, after rewatching it, in my mind, he's not going to survive past the battle at Winterfell unless he actively runs away. Like, you know what I mean? Right. And since Brienne is actually there and he kind of has a thing for Brienne, I think he will die in Brienne's arms. Like, you know what I mean? Interesting. That's the way I've been thinking about it going down. But let's talk about Tyrion. Okay. We brought Tyrion up. Yeah. Tyrion, I definitely think he's gonna die. And the reason I think he's going to die is because I think he's going to betray Daenerys. I think he is going to betray her without a doubt in my mind, because at the end of the day, if there's one thing that we've seen Tyrion, is that Tyrion loves his family. Even Cersei, he has shown that he loves Cersei, in my opinion. Like, even though she tried to kill him, even though, they've had weird shit happen between them, I think that she loves him in a weird way, and he loves her. She hates him for what happened, but they're getting to the point that they have no more family, and I think that they have to deal with each other.
Wow. Yeah, wow. I disagree.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Because how many times can you, as a Tyrion, how many times can you be blamed for a murder you didn't commit, be blamed for the death of your mother that was also your mother, that wasn't your fault, and then be pursued endlessly, to be mistreated, to be bullied and hammered into the ground, to potentially be assassinated on multiple occasions? I think he's had enough. Now, it's interesting. If he did betray Daenerys, I don't know if it'd be a betrayal. I think he would just wipe his hands and be like, you know what? I'm done. You're more of the same. I can't get you to reason. Can't get any sense into you. You just want to kill. You're no different than your father. I'm done. I'm out. He might do that. But, I mean, to go and align with Cersei, boy, something really big would have to happen. Even bigger than the war to come, for him to say, you know what, Cersei, take me back. Something really big would have to happen.
Not that it was to the point that Cersei hates Tyrion, but for example, Sansa really didn't appreciate Jon due to the fact that he was a bastard. She even brings it up that she was horrible towards him. She was terrible, right? Yeah. So to me, when you see that all your family members that you loved are gone, and then it's just you and that person. All right, you say that. Let's say, for example, Tyrion might want to kill Cersei, right?
He did kill their father.
No.
That's the only one he's responsible.
Yeah, that's
for.
the only one that he's responsible. That's the only thing.
Him.
But
which you can understand.
But now that Cersei knows that Tyrion didn't kill Joffrey, and it was Lady Olenna.
Yeah.
She knows that now.
Yeah.
And Tyrion has had the chance. If he wanted to, Tyrion could be like, go to the Red Keep, kill Cersei, and that's it. Get it over with. He could have done that. Because, yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of people probably would have died. But if they would have gone to the Red Keep, Cersei would have been dead. They would have ended it if Cersei would have died. I mean, if he really would have wanted her dead, he could have had her dead. That, to me, that's just the truth. Like, if he wanted Cersei dead, it would have happened. And since it didn't happen, I'm just of the mindset that I think that once Jaime dies, I think that Tyrion will be like, you know what, it's just me and her, and he'll try to maybe let her escape without her like being killed. I have a video that I'm working on, but like I think that he's gonna like let her escape without being killed or coming to justice, and by him doing that, Daenerys and them are gonna be like, you betrayed us again. And in the books, there's a lot on Daenerys' betrayals. They say that Daenerys is supposed to get 3 betrayals, right? Once for blood, once for gold, once for love. She's going to get betrayed 3 times. And Tyrion fits all 3 of those betrayals, if you really want to look at it. You know what I mean? So when I look at Tyrion, I'm like, you know what, Tyrion? I love Tyrion, but Tyrion is going to die. And at the end of the day, when you look at it, Daenerys is in love with Jon, and Tyrion is in love with Daenerys. And when you look at it, Maester Aemon said it best. Love is the death of duty. So right. I think that at the end of the day, Tyrion is so far in love with Daenerys and with his family that he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna let Daenerys kill this person that I love, kill another person I love deep down inside. It's my last remaining family. He's gonna let her escape in exile or whatever. Yeah. And then I think that's how it's gonna happen. But I don't know. Then again,
yeah, because like, if I'm going with the what if she kills Cersei kills Jaime? Because Cersei doesn't have an ounce of forgiveness for anyone.
That is true.
Like, she doesn't forgive and she doesn't forget. And the only time she admitted a selflessness for something else recently, after losing her 3 kids, was when the White Walker like approached and she was worried for her child, and that's when Tyrion realized she's having another baby.
I mean,
that might be the thing. If we're looking for a way for him to go and side with her that she's pregnant, that might be the thing that gets you that payoff. Maybe.
All right, so we have a little trio of people that I want to know what are your thoughts on.
Okay, rapid fire.
Theon, Yara, and Euron. What do you think is going to end up happening there? Who do you think dies? Who do you think lives? Why? How? Give me the juicy stuff on this, man.
Theon, I think, redeems himself by killing Euron, and Yara becomes Queen of the Iron Islands. Theon kills Euron. Theon dies in that battle, killing his uncle, and Yara becomes Queen of the Iron Islands.
I mean, I've heard some really poetic shit on them, like really, really dope shit.
Okay.
I heard once about possibly Yara not having a tongue anymore, and Theon being her voice, and her being like the warrior and the actual person to see it out. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, and I'm like, damn, that shit sounds poetic if they both survive. But for some reason, I don't think Theon survives just because he's so fucked up. Like,
he's broken.
He's broken down. Yeah. Like, yo, rewatching Game of Thrones, I'm like, yo, He has definitely had it the worst.
Yeah, he has.
Like, I can't see anybody, like, yo, they cut his dick off, bro. Yeah, that shit is insane. Even thinking about that. So when I look back at it, I think that Theon definitely dies. I could see Yara surviving. Euron has to die. Because if Euron doesn't die, the story does not end.
He's a great villain because he's a madman.
Yeah, man. So I definitely think that Euron has to die. Do you think that he dies king? Or does he think he actually gets what he wants for at least a little bit?
No. I don't think he comes close to what he wants. Because everyone has his number. They know that the moment he gets what he wants, he's going to kill everybody and assume command. So because of that, he's a threat. And because of that, he's a piece that comes off the board.
All right. So let's move on to Missandei and Tyrion. What do you think about Missandei? No, Missandei and Grey Worm, I mean.
Oh, Missandei and Grey Worm. Oh, man. I love them.
Missandei is a bad lady.
I just saw the episode when the 2 of them hooked up, and I was like, in dead silence for 5 minutes. I was just admiring, and I was admiring Grey Worm too. I was like, damn. Wow. It's the obvious thing would be to say that they died.
Both of them, or you think just Grey Worm and the
both
war?
Of them. I think both of them. But I'm not an obvious guy. I think they're going to pull through. I think there's going to be some big losses that they have, but they're going to have each other because they're former slaves. The shit that they've survived,
I know that
they're tough as hell. So they're going to experience real painful losses, and I think their roles are going to be more important than ever. So I think they pull it out by a narrow margin.
I mean, when I look at the Unsullied, I don't know if the Unsullied and the Dothraki are going to fare well against the Dead. Like that whole battle,
because they're southern armies and they're in the north.
Yeah, they're in the north. The snow. It's just like the fight style, all of that.
If I could just back up for a second, you said it best. The Maester, the Targaryen Maester. I'm terrible with names. Aemon. When he said love is the death of duty, I think that's going to be the theme.
I definitely think. I'm working on a video.
Yeah, that's going to be the real theme. Like, because people love each other, duty is going to be the thing that
in peril. Like, do people do what needs to be done?
Yeah,
because of their love connections and their other motives and stuff, and things that push them. So, like, when you look at it, I'm like, I think that Grey Worm is going to die.
Because he loves.
Because he's in the vanguard. He's like leading the front.
He's a commander. Yeah,
he's a commander. He's going to be in the. Missandei, I think, could survive. You know what I mean? Like, I think that she definitely could be one to survive, just because I think she's like Sansa. She's not going to be in danger. She's, Daenerys' right hand.
Yeah, she is.
And she's important. So I think that she's not going to be there. But we have seen Daenerys be like, "Fuck that! Your man is going to war." Like, she sends him out. Like, it's not
he takes Casterly Rock.
Yeah, no, she's like, we're friends, but your man got to do his job. Like, so she sends him out. It's not like he gets any less play or special treatment. So I think that he's going to die, personally. Grey Worm. I think Missandei survives. Now, what do you think about Gendry? What do you see happening for Gendry?
Oh, boy.
And then we'll move to Arya after Gendry.
Yeah, Gendry's tough because, he is Robert Baratheon's bastard kid. He's been preparing this whole time. I don't think he's particularly bright. So that's tough. I don't know. I don't know if he's the first to go or he's like the last man standing.
He's like he has. You saw how much he ran in season 7, man.
Yeah. To get the message. Oh, I'm gonna say I don't know. He can last man standing, first one. Oh, I did think again. Yeah.
What you call it? Like, I think that he survives. I think he survives just because, if not, House Baratheon dies.
That's true because he's the last one.
Yeah, so I think that he survives the whole thing when it's all said and done because he's basically the last one of his bastards alive. And since basically Jon and him are cool, and I think that again, bastards, cripples, and broken things are going to help reshape the world in what they think it should be and like how things should run. Because a lot of people don't even believe the Iron Throne is going to be there at the end of it. What do you think about Arya?
I gotta tell you, in terms of just development, she's unpredictable in a predictable way. And I love how she lets people just assume that she's this little dainty lady, and she is probably the deadliest person alive. I can see her in some tight situations, but I think she pulls it out.
No, I think she comes in clutch.
Clutch is the right way to say it. I really do.
I think that she's gonna be in some dangerous positions though. Like we saw in the trailer, she's running for her life. She's freaking out. So
and it's nighttime too. So I wonder what happened.
No, she's fighting at nighttime, but when she's in the castle, it's day.
Oh, okay, I didn't catch that. I thought it was dark.
No, it's day. It looks. There's a few the way that they set it up. It looks like some of the parts where she's running, they're not in order.
Yeah.
But I've heard most people believe that it's day now. I've seen a lot of people talking, but I thought it was at night too. But I don't know. We would have to see on that. But I think she survives. I think she pulls through because I think she has to finish that list. You know what I mean?
That list is going to drive her.
I mean, Mountain Dew is making a can out of the names on the list. Trust me, those names are getting crossed.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Jorah Mormont and Lyanna Mormont, the little bear. What do you think about those two?
God, I love Jorah Mormont. I really do.
Mr. Captain Friendzone?
Yeah. He's the knight of the Friendzone.
I feel for him, man.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, he absolutely is going to eat it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's so devout to her, but he also realizes he can never be with her. So he'd rather lay down his life in the greater service of her than not.
What do you think about little Liana Mormont?
Oh man, if I had a daughter, that would be my daughter.
Oh man,
it would. She would be my, and she'd be in charge, and I would be rolled.
You'd be the big bear. She'd be little bear.
Little bear. She'd tell me what to do. Yes.
I think Jorah will die. I think that little Liana Mormont will die just because I think it's shock value, or I think one of them has to die.
Yeah.
But I think that they would definitely kill her off just because of shock value. I don't think that anything. And plus, she's a little kid. She said she's gonna go into battle. Like,
yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna die. Now that I think about it, like, I don't see any way she survives if she's actually really fighting. I just don't see it. All right. What do you think about Tormund?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. He's gone.
Tormund?
Yeah.
I mean, last season I thought he was gone beyond the wall.
Yeah, me too. And yeah.
Oh, man, I like Tormund. What do you think about Bronn? Tormund and Bronn are like the same character. The only one is for a wildling, one isn't.
Tormund. Oh man, I love Tormund. I don't want to see him go.
I hope he doesn't die.
Because to me, he is my personality. If I was a character in Game of Thrones, Tormund would be me. To the point, no bullshit. Just go forward and get it done, and go home to a beautiful life, and then that's it. But. You know what? No, I'm going to be hopeful here. I'm going to be hopeful, right? He's going to make it. Bronn is the guy I want to be. He's cool. He's edgy. He's been on both sides.
Bronn is legit one of my favorite characters.
He's the guy you want to be. He knows how to have a good time, and he can back it up.
Yo.
And he come on. The scene when he took the crossbow, that giant crossbow to the dragon. Baller move. He was the only one that could have pulled it off.
My most saddest thing that I hate about all of this is that we will never get a scene of him with Cersei. And the simple do you know why?
No, tell me, please.
Basically, we will never get a scene of him with Cersei due to the simple fact that him and Lena Headey actually dated.
Really?
They dated, and
so this is
I heard that there's like a non-disclosure agreement, like an agreement that she
doesn't want
to be with him on camera. Did you notice that in the Dragon Pit, when they're about to start in the Dragon Pit, he's like, Podrick, let's leave the fancy folk and let's go get a drink because they can't be in the scene together.
Look at this, man.
So to me,
TMZ over here, I didn't know this.
To me, the fact that we will never get a Cersei and Bronn scene, like to me that I feel sad.
That is sad.
Him hitting on her would have been hilarious.
Oh my god!
But since they went out, that would never work. So I mean, Bronn talks a lot of shit about Cersei.
Yeah, he does.
But
and
he
Jamie
doesn't.
Too. And their relationship.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I hope that Bronn survives. I think Tormund might die, but I hope that. But since he's like the only known wildling, I'm not sure. Like we saw an image of Beric, Tormund, and Ed, like in some dark castle. There was like in the trailer we saw that.
Yeah.
Hopefully Tormund survives, but I don't know. I think he's a little bit.
I think he goes because he's a character, like I said, the only wildling character that you've invested in, and you're gonna feel his death because he truly respects Jon Snow.
They pump faked us in season 7, man. With the they definitely pump faked us there. All right, so now let's get into some of the heavy hitters. So we talked about Sansa.
Yeah.
We talked about Arya. We talked about Cersei. We'll talk about a legit heavy hitter or two very heavy hitters because they are very huge men. The Hound and the Mountain. Clegane Bowl. Cue the air horns.
Okay. Now that I have a better understanding that Sandor Clegane, what he saw in the fire, and what led him to the Arrow Peak, to the White Walker Bear was, and when he finally said to the mountain, "Oh, you're uglier than ever, but you know who's coming for you." I don't think we're going to see Clegane Bowl. As much as I want to see it, I don't think we're going to see it. Because I think Sandor knows that his brother has a bigger foe that's coming for him that's bigger than the two of them. And he's going to end up being taken by the Night King.
You think that? Because to me, it all depends on how far you think the Night King gets south, right? To me, I think he doesn't pass like the fingers or like the trident. Not the fingers, the trident.
He has a dragon.
Yeah, he might.
He could be anywhere he wants.
He could, but the thing is, isn't it redundant though? You have a dragon, but once you burn the bodies, you can't revive them.
Yeah, but if he has that, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I guess.
And then his generals can revive the bodies that they slay. So take out what you don't need that's going to fight against you, and then whatever you do kill, just raise them up.
I mean, in that episode Beyond the Wall, it was foreshadowed that they're going to kill to beat the dead. You have to kill the Night King because he turned them off. That's basically the only way. That's the only way they're going to beat the army of the dead.
That's super clear. Unless Sam pulls something out of a scroll that's full of dust mites. Says, oh no, there's this thing that someone thought of. Like no, that's it.
To me, that's the way it's going to go down. So I definitely think that the Mountain will die. Sandor Clegane, in my mind, I wish that he kind of survives and him and Arya just go like on adventures or some shit, and like dunk an egg or some weird shit like that. So I think that the Mountain dies and the Hound survives.
Wow. Okay.
I think that let's talk about a few little minor characters here, and you just tell me quick before we move on to the main characters. What do you think about Robin Arryn? Do you think he lives or dies?
God, I hope he dies, but I don't think he's gonna make it.
I think he survives.
Really? That would make sense, but that'd be frustrating.
All right.
As a fan.
What do you think about Qyburn?
Yeah.
He dies?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Man is innovative, man. He's an asshole, but
him and Cersei,
they both have to die. All right. What do you think about the dragons? Do you think the dragons will die by the end of it?
I think we might lose one more.
One more?
One more.
Which one?
Oh.
Because basically, you saying one of them dies. You think it's almost sentencing the person who rides that one to death.
Yeah. My gut wants to tell me the one whatever Jon Snow's riding.
Rhaegal?
Yeah, that's.
And you think Drogon survives?
I think Drogon. That's my gut. That's a gut feeling. That's not
Ghost.
Can I say maybe, or I have to think? You know what? Yes, Ghost survives.
Ghost survives.
Yeah.
I think he might die.
Yeah. Is he? Wait, there's one left, right? Arya is still around, right?
Nymeria is also around. What do you think about Nymeria? Do you think Nymeria dies?
I think she's going to come back at the most opportune time. I'm going to say the castle scene when she's being chased. If I'm going to make a prediction, that'd be awesome.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah.
Watch that happen.
Oh, I love that.
What you call it? All right. So let's talk about Dolorous Ed.
I don't know.
I think he dies.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah. Just because they won't want to. I think in the North they have certain characters they want to die, and certain story threads need to live on to the South. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
In the second half. So I think that Dolorous Ed is one of those characters. Since the Night's Watch is going to die, he's going to die. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's no need for him to be. And since we're invested in him,
yeah, we are,
and he has survived so many seasons, I think they're eventually going to kill him off. Like him, Beric, and Tormund being together in that castle scares me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, there's some weird shit there
that's going on.
And like Winterfell,
what brought them together?
Winterfell, that does not look like Winterfell to me. So I'm a little bit suspect on that. So all right, let's move on to the White Walkers. Do you think all the White Walkers are gone by the end of it?
I'm a hopeful person. Yes, I think the Night King gets taken out.
All right.
Like he gets taken out for good.
And you think all of them also? All the other ones? I think
the theory that they noticed when they killed one of the Lieutenant Walkers, and then the ones that were turned under his command, I believe that'll set things right. However,
do you think there's White Walker babies?
Yeah, I was just gonna go there. However, when he had that baby, that fresh newborn baby from Krastark's keep, I don't know what direction that's going to go in. That might be
because we haven't seen any baby White Walkers.
We haven't. I think that might be the first one. So he might get taken out.
There's like a nursery.
Baby, yeah, but then that may take off the lineage of the White Walkers.
Yeah, the hybrid. I mean, it's probably like a cycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll probably repeat itself again. So, all right, let's move on to the biggest heavy hitters. The two biggest characters.
Okay.
We still haven't talked about them. Jon Snow.
Yeah, I think as much as he's probably one of my top 5 favorite characters. I think he's going to eat it.
I think Jon Snow bites the dust as well, and it's just because of his.
I mean, I picked his dragon. You know.
I mean, you did pick his dragon, so I think it's just like the hero archetype. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's on the hero's journey and stuff, but I think that his hero's journey will end.
And with his life.
His life, like he will die, and Daenerys will survive.
Yeah.
I think that Daenerys is the one that actually end up on the throne, and I think Daenerys survives. What do you think about Daenerys?
Well, if Jon doesn't die and he pulls through, then yes, it's going to be Daenerys. Do I think both are going to go? know one of them is going to be on top of the Iron Throne if the Iron Throne still exists. Because I also think that when the war is over, they might just get rid of the Iron Throne and something completely different might exist. Just to get rid of, like, if you're breaking the wheel, that's the center spoke of the wheel is the Iron Throne. So
that's what's holding all the
other ones together. Yeah.
I mean, I think
and that's in line with her story arc where she wants to break the wheel.
Yeah, does she though? She says that she wants to break the wheel,
and that's
but
the
she
conflict
wants
she has
throne.
with Tyrion because she's made some really bad aggressive decisions when she killed the Tarleys. Which, in my opinion, she should have listened to Tyrion. Put him in a cell, let him sit on it. Don't wipe out a family name like that. But she did. So
no, I think she did good. I think it was needed because those people were not banned
in the context
to
of
what?
In the context of war. 100%. Yes, you need to set
no.
that example.
I not even in the context of war. I just think that Randall Tarley and Dickon Tarley both were so set in their ways that they would not adapt to what
they would have been. They would have bent the knee.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, not even just bend the knee. I think that they're so about their old ways, or Randall Tarley specifically.
Yeah.
And Dickon would follow. It's just that he's like, no, this isn't how we used to do things.
Okay.
Kind of like a lot of people in society, like, you know what I mean? They're used to a certain way. I think that she did it right by doing that.
Okay.
But I think that Jon will die and Daenerys will survive. That's how I think it'll end up. So, any other characters you think we should talk about before? I think we hit on all of them. So, thanks, guys, for listening in to the Fight the Night podcast, the first episode of the Fight the Night podcast. Show some love to my boy Tor in the comments. Show some love with a like and a subscription if you haven't yet. It was dope doing this. I'm super happy, super excited. What about you, Tor?
I enjoyed this thoroughly. I love the series. It makes me want to read the books to learn more for my own education. And guys, give some love to Ray. He loves this. I never met anyone more passionate about Game of Thrones than Raymond. So please give a like, give a subscribe. Hear your comments. Be positive. Like, it's an experience we're sharing together. So he wants to hear it. Give it to him, right? Much love.
Yeah, man. I mean, some people give me some shit sometimes, but I still love those bastards too.
They're gonna go to the Red King.
You know what you call it? I have some cells for them. But thank you guys as always. It's a true pleasure. My name is Ray, and remember, fight the night. Peace.